Hi, this is Ed again. Still working on Victoria's ring. I took out of my drawer a number of types of bezels so that we can figure out what it is that we want to do. Here's the ring. Here's the stone. I'm going to be making the seat pretty soon. But the next step would be to make the bezel and then the piece that goes around it. Now, that's this piece right here. We twisted the wire up, and it came out kind of funny because there was a loose wire, but when I wrapped it around, that loose wire kind of gives like a pop up. You can see where it kind of laid itself out, and it gave it a pattern, a consistent pattern that kind of breaks up the other pattern, and so that's really neat. In art, you look for those kind of patterns. So we're going to use a section of this only to wrap around the stone. But before we do, we want to have the bezel ready. Now, this has some gold, and I'm thinking to put some gold bezel. And this stuff is hard to work with, but and it's a little thick. See, this thing's fit. So I would have to cut it down the center and make some kind of shapes. Now, let me see. I thought I may have already had some. So I think I'm gonna do that, but in between, I'm gonna think about maybe making it out of silver. This is the same gauge silver, same thickness, same everything. This wire is gold fill, 1224, I think, and then this is fine silver. So this is 99.9% silver. All this is fine silver, and this is I got a little bit left. This I brought it out. This has a nice pyramid type scalloped edge on the top that when you frame it in there, it's about the right size, and it'll contrast with up against this real well, and it'll complement it real well. So I've got some options here. This one's a little bit more work. This would probably work just fine, but we'll see. So I'm thinking I'm going to do both, so that at the very end we can decide what shape we want, and we'll go through the steps on each. Okay, so let me put all this other stuff away. I probably have a better way to manage this, but it allows me to keep all my bezels in one place, so I don't have to go looking everywhere for them. But anyway, that was bezel selection. So if I was to start with this, one of the first things I want to do is make sure that I'm starting with some good ends to work with. Okay. So I'm going to look at this end. I see that it is a little flat. When I say flat, it will it's in good shape. It's nice and flat. It doesn't got a lot of kinks in it like that or that. So let me just try to flatten it out a little bit more. That will work harden this as well. And then I'm going to shape it around a larger mandrel like this. And this is a tapered mandrel, but it's an oval. So it'll allow me to kind of form this right around there. The basic shape. I've got that to work with. Then I can see how it fits on this stone. That's good, yeah. So I'm gonna mark this. I got a sharp edge that I made. Probably need my glasses to see this. Mark on it. Open it back up. Then I'm going to cut it down the middle to that little where I made the little mark. And I'm going to kind of go in and out and in and out and see if I can get it to form a nice shape. So I'm going to use these shears here. See if I can cut this right down the middle and go up and down. Right there, take it to the mark. I want to flatten up against, use this mandrel to shape this for me. Yeah, that'll solder good. And that'll fit over the stone. It'll bezel down over it. I can shape it a little bit more. And it'll be consistent with another ring that kind of favored this approach. So let me prep the ends for soldering, and then we'll solder it together. Yeah, that's a good fit. See how it fits the... Yeah, I think it'll work. You don't want it too big, but you don't want it too small either, because but there's enough slack on the edges that if I bring it in, it kind of comes together. So we're gonna end with that and solder the bezel together next, using some gold fill solder. Okay, and then this piece of, when it wraps around there, it'll give it a nice golden crown on top of a silver ring. So this will go here, and then this will go on top of there. You can see. It'd be like that. And then this will be on the edge of that like that. It'll create like a little bird's nest we talked about, and it'll wrap around her. So next step, prep this for solder and solder it. These are a little finicky sometimes. So we'll see how it goes. Okay? Yeah.